Okay, yay. All right, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Well, I just am okay. We are actually live. I love it.
Nice.
A couple weeks ago when I tried this, I had to like reset a whole bunch of things. So, yay. Hey,
Yes.
Shannon. Thanks for being here.
It's good to be here.
All right. Happy Friday Eve day to everybody. You guys, I feel like I have conquered the tech world this week because I actually figured out how to Zoom into a Facebook group. I just figured that out 2 days ago. Got some really great instructions. If you're struggling with that, let me know. I got you. And then this whole StreamYard into the group thing. Anyway, finally got it figured out. Just only because it took me a couple of weeks, but I did it. All right. So using StreamYard, I've got Facebook and I've got my YouTube channel right here. So YouTubers, I want you to smash the subscribe button so you never miss one of my weekly live videos. I am here live every Thursday at 11:30, either by myself or with a great guest expert like we have today. Shannon Gaither is my business bestie. She is in the house today. You guys, when I say she is a genius, I'm not kidding. Genius with a capital letters. She is a genius when it comes to a lot of things, but specifically time management, organization, streamlining our business systems and processes so that we can get more done in less time. So I want you to grab a notepad and a pen and get ready to take some notes. And if you're coming to us on replay, no worries. This replay will stay in the Facebook group. It'll be in the guides section. Jill is on vacation this week, but when she returns, I know she'll put that in the guides section for anybody. And if you're coming to us on replay and you have a question, go ahead and pop it into the comments. Shannon and I will swoop in and answer it for you. But just in case this is the first time we've ever met, I want to introduce myself and then I'll introduce Shannon. I am Tracy Beavers. I am an award-winning business and sales coach with over 20 years of experience in marketing, sales, and business growth. And several years ago, I got absolutely 100% finally fed up with my corporate career. It took me a while, but I got there. And I hatched a plan to fully exit. And I want to share with you that once I did, and I started developing this business, in my second full year of being a business coach, I busted through the six-figure ceiling and I haven't looked back. And I share that with you because if you're building your business alongside a full-time job and you want to fully exit, you can do it. Or maybe you're a solopreneur and you've already left your corporate job. You can get the income that you want. You can build a multi-six-figure business like I have. I have coached hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you to get the visibility you need so you can grow that email list, so you can get to the consistent monthly income that you desire. All right, once again, pop your questions and comments into the chat for us. Give me 1 second because this tech is new to me. Okay, all right. I can see people's comments coming through. Laurie's here, Banaz is here, Carrie's here. Awesome. Because they're not showing up on the StreamYard dashboard anymore. So it's like, where do I look to find everybody's questions and comments? Oh, Mark Zuckerberg, making my life interesting. All right. Marky Mark. Okay. Let me introduce Shannon. Shannon is a tech expert, genius, online business strategy coach. She has so much experience in leveraging technology and strategic planning so that you can boost productivity and efficiency for people like us, online entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and small teams. And she has an expertise in this area with developing the systems and the automations and the digital organization you need to work less and get the results that you want. And she is committed to streamlining her clients' operations and helping them get to their goal with practical and effective solutions. And I can tell you, when Shannon and I first met, we met in a program. I was her coach for a while, and she's been my business bestie right alongside me last fall. So she's kind of been my coach since last fall. So I have a front row seat to the things that she can do, and it's just mind-blowing. And okay, here's a new thing we're doing on these guest expert interviews. I'm starting to ask people for a fun fact.
Okay, I love it.
Shannon's fun fact is that she loves to recharge by hiking and camping with her family and exploring the beauty of nature on new trails. And Shannon's probably going to kill me for saying this, but another fun fact that I'm going to share is that I'm outing both of us is that not only am I planning my podcast, but Shannon is planning her podcast too. So stay tuned. Plan to download it. When she gets it rolling, I'm going to make her post it in the free Facebook group because I guarantee you're going to learn a lot from her. Okay, Shannon, I'm going to stop talking. I'm so happy you're here to make our lives easier when it comes to things like time management, because it just feels like there's so much freaking stuff that we have to do. Is there
There is.
anything you want to add to anything that I just said about your introduction or your fun fact or anything like that?
Only that I'm doing the whole podcast thing totally scared. Like it's a do it scared situation in real time.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, yes. You and I are doing it scared together. I am scared to sign up for Captivate. I'm scared I'm not going to understand it.
Yep.
I have all my equipment over here still in the boxes because I bought it and it came in right before I left for my trip, and I haven't touched it. And I've had a note on there on my thing all week that says video your podcast equipment unboxing so that I can give that to Jill for social media content.
That's a good idea.
Haven't done it yet. And chicken.
Girl, I've had my podcasting equipment for like a solid year. Haven't done anything with it.
Okay, well, we're changing that for both of us. We are changing that.
We're doing it.
All right. So, guys, that's an example. Shannon and I are accomplished online entrepreneurs, and we're scared. So, if we can do this, y'all can do some scary stuff too. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's dive into time management, because I had several people reach out to me this week that they were so excited you were going to talk about this topic.
Oh, great. I love it.
Tell us what are some of the most common time management challenges that you see when you visit with people like me and the people that are in my free Facebook group.
Okay. Number one, inconsistent routines. It's just the lay of the land for us, right? We all have a million things to do, and each week can look different from the next, and it's just peaks and valleys, right? Productivity. And but there are ways to become more consistent in our routines, and that is to pay attention to the patterns. And we can get into a lot more of the different techniques in a little bit, but there are ways to improve this. So inconsistent routines is a number one. Lack of prioritization is another. Without clear priorities, it's so easy to get caught up in making everything feel urgent.
Yeah.
Everything. It does. It feels urgent. And you feel like also there's that whole saying about like, if you can do it within 5 minutes, you should just get it done now.
Right.
Well, if you're doing that to everything, it's kind of hard to get it all, you don't get the big important things done.
Right.
So you do have to weigh, oops, I just touched my mic. You do have to weigh what is a high value task and what is a low impact task.
Okay. So inconsistency in their scheduling and their planning.
Yes.
And then
often just being reactionary, like not making a plan, not sitting down every morning and the first thing you do is to look at your schedule and actually try to strategically plan your workload. And so lack of prioritization is another big one.
Right. Where everything feels like a priority. And so then you don't get anything done. Okay. So let's dive into that a little bit. So let's talk through some of your techniques that you give people so that they can be consistent and they can prioritize and not get distracted by the 5-minute thing. I'm guilty of that. The minute you said that, because I've heard that if it takes 5 minutes, go ahead and get it done. And I do that. But now that I think about it, I'm like, I wonder if I could be more efficient if I didn't do that.
Sometimes the more efficient choice is to write it down and do it later. Like, is to, and that sounds like, oh, great, I'm just adding to the do it later pile. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you're in a zone, you're working on something, and you are actually causing yourself to have what they call context switching. So in a computer term, when a computer switches context, it has a delay. And so if a computer has a delay doing that, guess what us humans have? We have a big delay, and it takes us ramp up time to get back to that headspace we were in. So, emailing the teacher and then running, ordering that thing on Amazon and then, getting, emailing that client back and then going back over to Facebook, and all of those like bing, 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 bing is causing us to not be efficient, not work very effectively. And so we sometimes just need to keep our project management solution or just a task list. It doesn't have
Uh-huh.
to be anything fancy. It can just be a task list or a piece of paper that you write down all the tasks that you're going to, get done. And so you don't forget to do that thing later, but you
Mhm.
also don't let it take you. Don't let it derail you, you know.
So what you're saying is if you're in the zone and you're in the moment and something pops up and you're like, "Oh, I feel like I need to deal with that." You could just
Yes.
ignore it and leave it where it is, or go ahead and write it down on a notepad so
And
that you
keep
don't
going.
forget to go back and do it later.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You need to prioritize your zone. Like when I get in the zone, it's got to be top priority. And I think it's just awareness. It's just oftentimes we just need to be reminding ourselves that we have only so much energy, only so much time in the day, and we have to be strategic about how we utilize that time to get the
Mhm.
things done that we really want to get done because there's a million things that we should get done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a million options out there like we're just inundated.
Right. So what are some, like you mentioned one thing, looking that the morning of, what are some techniques that we can do to get ourselves organized?
So I believe that every morning you should do the reset.
Okay.
Every week, the beginning of the week, always reset. Look at your week, look at your calendar, figure out where you can move things around to be a little bit more strategic so that you have time to time block
Okay.
and the other thing that I love doing is batching tasks. If you know you have certain things that are similar, like writing's a big batcher,
Mhm.
recording, writing, any of the things that really take some energy,
Mhm.
try to do it all at once. Try to do it all in tasks or chunks.
Mhm.
And in order to do that, sometimes you have to move things around in your schedule a little bit and block
Mhm.
off times and say no to some things. Like
Yeah.
I'll one of the biggest things that us entrepreneurs get inundated a lot with is opportunities for education. There's so many opportunities to attend things,
Yeah.
and we have to decide, you know, whether we're really in a stage right now to take in that information.
Right.
Is this going to impact what I'm working on in the next quarter? Or is this something that is really like next quarter's, tasks
Mhm.
or focus? And don't let that derail you from your schedule, from
Yeah.
your, and that's hard to do, but it is something you have to consciously make an effort to do. So I
Mhm.
believe in resetting,
Okay.
looking at your schedule and
Okay.
trying to be intentional with it.
Mhm.
And then also taking an occasional moment to, I have this exercise that I love called, uh, oh man, what did I call it? I just renamed it and I've already forgotten it. It's terrible. What is it called? Focus on what matters.
Okay.
So it's but the point of it is to look at all the things you work on
Uh-huh.
and your values, and then actually score the tasks on, does it match your values? And then you look at it like, how much does it actually make you in your business? And is it really like generating income for you? And
Okay.
then you look at, then you score those things together and
Uh-huh.
determine whether your play, it refocuses um, your your intention and on what really matters to you. Like
Yeah.
I think it's super important for us as entrepreneurs to make sure that what we're focusing on and doing on a day-to-day basis, uh, it has true value in what we actually want our future to look like, our current and our future life to look like. You
Right.
know, we don't
Right.
want it's with all the information coming in, like we could actually accidentally build a business that we don't enjoy working in.
Correct. Because we're following other people and their roadmap and their path, and we're not stopping to ask ourselves, what's authentic to me? How do
Yes.
I really want to do this? And I find myself reminding my clients and students of that a lot. They'll ask me, should I do this? Should I do that? And I'm like, let's talk about it. How do you feel about it? Because I know what works for me in my business. That may not be, it's like with launching. We were just talking about that this morning with my alumni membership. There are some people who love to live launch. There are other people who can't stand it and they're
Yeah.
looking for alternatives to it. And I've had more than one student ask me, do I have to launch? And one of my one-to-one clients actually, last couple weeks ago when we had a session, she said, I don't want to do a live launch anymore. Is that okay? And I'm like, of course it's okay. Of course, now there's some best practices with regard to offers and building your audience and da 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 da. But
Yes.
I love what you're saying, that you have to focus on what matters to you,
Not
not
others.
not what matters to other people. And when you were talking about batching, one of the things that came to mind for me, and my family teases me about this, but my car leaves the house one time a week. It's on Monday because
You
I
bet.
batch all of my leave the house things. I go to the chiropractor, if I've got to go to the UPS store, if I've got to go by the post office, if I've got to go, pick up something for the dog, if I've got to, whatever, it's
Yes.
going to happen on Monday. It feels like I need to run out of the house and do it now. My watch battery's ready at the jewelry store. They texted me yesterday and said, come pick up your watch. I felt like I needed to go right then, but my gosh, I would lose an hour of productivity, right?
And more, because it's not just the hour you're gone, it's the fact that you have to ramp back up to where you were in
Yes,
that headspace. You
right.
just don't, and sometimes you don't get it back. The mojo's gone and you're moving on to you're not next thing you know, you're going down your Facebook feed.
Gotcha. Because it's that context switching you're talking about.
Yes.
When we're sort of ping-ponging. So one of my clients was frustrated because she felt like she couldn't get anything done in her business. And tell me what your thoughts are on this. What I suggested to her was that she needed to take control of her week, kind of like you're talking about, and decide what days do you want to see clients.
Yes. Oh,
And
100%. I'm a big believer in the theme days. And I'm sure you've heard about the theme days where people make a theme schedule
oh,
and
tell
they
me,
work
tell
on.
us, because I don't think I've ever heard it called that.
Oh, really? I am a huge proponent of theme days. I absolutely love them. And I used to keep it printed on my computer, my monitor and everything. So you decide what days you want to work on certain things. Like, for example, I take client calls on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Yep.
On Monday is my CEO day. I call it my CEO day because it means that I do my CEO tasks. I do
Uh-huh.
my big thinking tasks. And then on Friday is my admin day. That's more my, like, I have to get the house cleaning, the business house cleaning done. Like, I update my finances or look up my analytics or
Mhm.
um, clean that inbox that I've been kind of letting pile
Mhm.
up a little bit,
Right.
and all those admin tasks. But by doing it that way and doing it on the regular that way, your brain goes, it's Tuesday, I do this. And it really helps. It
Yeah.
does. It sounds, I think sometimes systems like that can sound boring. Like, people
Yes.
want for freedom, like that's why
Right.
we got into business, right? To have the freedom, but
Right.
systems give you freedom. They honestly give you freedom.
They calm my brain because I've had people
Mhm.
say to me, "Well, if you're so structured, I like to fly by the seat of my pants." And I'm over here thinking, I mean, snarky me is going to go, "Well, how's that working for you?
Yeah.
Flying by the seat of your pants, because your business is being built by the seat of your pants, and that's not a way to grow your business." So for me, by structuring that, just like you just said, by structuring my week, my brain knows what we're doing. Not only
Exactly.
that, but my family knows what we're doing. They
Right.
know I'm gonna make the grocery list on Thursday, and if they need anything, they better tell me, because 'cause I'm not making another grocery list until the next Thursday, you know?
Right. Oh,
Um,
yes.
the car
I
leaves the house once a week, but and much like you, Mondays and Fridays, unless it's something really that I really wanna do or something important, I don't do public facing things.
Me
I'm
either.
not on
Yeah.
camera. I'm not visiting with clients. I'm not doing coffee chats. I'm not doing podcast interviews. None of that stuff. That stuff takes place on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And clients are Tuesday, Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 3:30. And let's talk about boundaries like that for a second, because
Yes.
it was scary to me to set that. So if somebody said to you, "Okay, Shannon, I get it. There's my brain's going to feel more calm if there's structure each week, and I have these boundaries. But what if I have this dream client that says, well, I can't meet with you on Tuesday, Wednesday. I can only meet with you on Friday morning at a time that truly doesn't work for that person." What do you do?
Well, you explain to them that that's the time that you have available, and they, believe me, when they want to work with you, they make arrangements. How many
Hmm.
times have you done that? Ask yourself, how many times have you made changes in your own business, in your own philosophy for what you're trying to achieve?
Yeah.
Well, oh, my camera just
Yeah. You were frozen there for a second. Now it looks like your camera might be off.
Give me a second. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay.
Switch. Let me switch cameras.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Oh, Lord.
You gotta love live video.
Oh, live video. So much fun. Let's go to the old webcam.
Hey, if it wasn't you, it'd be me. Or my dog. He's in his crate right now because he usually, as you know, decides to show up for every live event that we have. Oh, I lost you. Hold on. Oh, heck. Let me Voxer Shannon. 1 second. Okay, hold on. Let me see if we can get Shannon back. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Technical difficulties. Hold, please. This conversation is so valuable. Shannon has got to come back. Oh, heck. Okay, I just sent her a Voxer. I feel like I should do a tap dance or something for y'all. Let me tell you, let me think of a joke. No, I won't do that because my jokes are really corny. Okay, waiting on Shannon. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we have gone over so far? Let me just check the comments really fast. Awesome, I love it. We have so many people here live with us. Okay, I don't see her yet. All right, Wendy says she does that batching with emails. She answers one in a quick email and then another and another, and then the hour has gone by. Yeah. So that 5-minute thing, if it's, just give me 5 minutes and I'll do it. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Okay. 1 sec. Okay. So I just sent her a Voxer. Carrie G said it helps so much. Once again, it makes the tasks achievable. Yes. Carrie said she gets so ahead of herself. And I'll come back later. Yep. Yeah. Paula said theme days sound like fun. Yes, I agree completely. Let's see. I see Shannon trying to join. Carrie G says we aren't all meant to be spontaneous.
I'll be right back.
Okay, she's just said, I don't know if y'all just heard that. I love Voxer, if y'all don't use it. She's rebooting her computer. She's going to be right back. And I'm going to tell her no sweat because I know she's probably sweating this because it's live. It's okay. All right, let me go back through the comments. Paula says she loves my dog. Yes. General Patton is my dog. He is the sweetest boy. I posted a funny video yesterday of him at 1 o'clock. He wants to eat, doesn't get to eat till 2 o'clock. That's it, Bubba. Sorry, it's not time. And he just pretty much gave me the big middle finger. And then he got on the couch and had the most enormous sigh, like a petulant teenager. It was hilarious. Okay. Debbie said, great idea. I've been thinking about this and it just made sense. Debbie, is it the batching of things that made sense? Probably. Oh, Anna asked a great question. Favorite tips for when you can't focus. I love that. We will get to that as soon as I can get Shannon back in here. Lori said, we all need structure. Structure gives us direction, not less freedom. I find freedom in knowing my goals for each day. Me too, Lori. Me too. Okay, I think I've got Shannon back.
Do we?
Okay, I can hear you. I can't see you.
Okay, hang on. What in the world is happening? All right, let's go.
That's okay. There you are.
Webcam to the rescue. It's always good to have two cameras.
Right. All right. So I was just doing a little tap dance and sideshow. I'm kidding. I was answering some questions. Actually, we had some good ones. Let me go back into the comments. Anna, or is it Anna? Xavier, she said,
Anna.
let's see.
Love
Oh,
Anna.
yeah, Anna. Okay, she said she has a question. What are your favorite tips for when you can't focus?
Ah, so generally when I can't focus, I have a couple go-to things.
Okay.
If I have to get something done and I cannot walk away,
Mhm.
I turn on music. I
Okay.
have YouTube channels. You can go to YouTube and type in focus music.
Oh,
Put on some headphones and then just set yourself a goal, kind of like working out where you have to like force yourself to get on the treadmill. Sometimes you go like, I'm just going to do 5 minutes.
yeah.
I'm just going to do 5 minutes of whatever. And it's going to be like terrible. It's not going to be good. And then you end up getting in a flow and then you eventually find your focus.
Yeah.
It sometimes takes like a reset. So if you cannot walk away, try
Mhm.
music.
Okay.
If you can walk away, try physical something like
Okay.
taking a walk, or I've had to just like do jumping jacks in my office before. No harm
Oh,
in that,
that's
right?
a good one.
Because you just have to get like you have to like reset your nervous system a little bit sometimes. And even resetting my nervous system, I've done that before where I go to YouTube and search for like nervous system reset things.
Mhm.
And that has helped me gain my focus back too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a member in our group, Kelly Hale, who is an expert on nervous system resetting. If you guys want to
Ooh.
look her up and connect with her, we did a guest expert interview, or yes, we did not too long ago. Um, I love that, Shannon. So you can actually get on YouTube and Google focus music.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
there's
cool.
some good focus music on there, and you just put headphones on. For some reason, like, putting headphones on really, like, locks out every other thing, and you're able to,
Yeah,
like, get in the flow a little bit better.
got it.
That helps me.
So let's talk for a second. When somebody says systems and automation, to me, my brain goes, "Oh, what the heck does that even?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the heck does that even mean? So tell us, for you, what is systems and automations? What does that mean? And how do they play a role in helping us be effective with our time management? Not only if it's us as a solopreneur, but if we have a small team, because systems and automation, to me, feels enormous.
Yes. So I think that's the word systems and even automation can sound a lot more complicated and bigger than it really is. It can
Yes.
be small things. A system can be as simple as just a predictable workflow.
Okay. Can you give us
And
an example?
an example of that would be like a theme day, um, or every morning I check my Facebook groups at this time.
Okay.
That predictable workflow reduces your decision fatigue that comes from figuring out what to do next.
I love
And
it.
that's really important. If you can create as many predictable workflows in your week, you will become more consistent and you will reduce stress.
Okay.
And
Now
so
that you say that, I realize I have those. I just didn't
you
call
do.
them systems, because every morning I have what I call my AM routine, which is 4 or 5 things I do every morning before the day gets crazy. And I also have a system for when somebody wants to join my free Facebook group. I have a system for sending them what they need, what they asked me to send them, and approving them, and then sending them a welcome DM and things like that. So I've got more of those in place than I thought.
Everyone has systems and they just don't realize they have more systems than they think they do.
Okay.
Because we all have processes we go through. I mean, even just like in our everyday life, like when we go to make breakfast, that's a system essentially. We follow a certain pattern.
Yes.
And the reason, I mean, we do that because it reduces decision fatigue. It makes things faster, easier, like, and that's why some of us like to eat the same things a lot, and it's because,
Yeah.
that's, it's like what's the guy who, not Gates, the, Apple guy who always wore the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It reduces all the decision fatigue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can do that in little pieces in our business. We don't have to do it like it's crazy, like a crazy, we don't have to go over the top, but we can do certain things that really do help, automate some or create a predictable workflow, I would say. And then automation, as far as automation is concerned, I would say that start small. Like I bet you already have some automation in your life.
Okay.
Like for example, if you have an invoicing system, you have some automation.
Okay.
And so if you can think about like the more you can automate things that you see yourself doing on a repetitive basis, like responding to the same emails, you
Mhm.
know, going into Google and creating those canned emails. You
Mhm.
can do that by just opening up on one screen your sent folder and then the other screen your Google canned email section and sit there and look at your common responses and
Mhm.
just put a general response in a bunch of those. And then that way you can just when you're about to respond to somebody, you pull up that canned response and you're 80% there. You
Yeah.
know, I think that that's the way to look at a lot of these automations is you can do some things that are just 100% automated, but a lot of things are just like an 80% getting you there so that you're not rethinking the process. So
Got it.
anything you can do like that can really help. For
So
example, in
anything
invoicing. Go ahead.
Yeah, so anything that you are saying the same thing a lot,
Yeah.
that's a good, strategy for copying and pasting. So,
Yes.
like, I, have the same pretty much the same welcome message that I send to people that join my free Facebook group, and I have that message saved in my notes app because I found that I was writing it, but I was saying the same thing every time, even if I wrote it, and I thought, "Well, this is dumb. I should just put it in my notes app, and then I can copy and paste, maybe
Yes.
add in something else if there's" like if you and I had talked about our crazy dogs or, our kids or whatever, and I could add that in, but like you're saying, I'm 80% of the way there.
Yes. And that does save you a lot because you're not looking at the blank screen, you're not rethinking the whole process, and you're also not putting it off. Sometimes we just put off responding because we feel like, "Oh, geez, I don't have time for that right now." But if
Right.
you know that you have this quick response that all you have to do is change a couple things, you can make your life a lot easier that way. And so I think the Notes app is a great way to do that. I keep a folder in my Apple Notes. I use a Mac, but if you didn't use a Mac, you could use a OneNote or something else like that.
Mhm.
But I use Apple Notes, and what I love about it is it's on my phone and it's on my computer,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
keep at the very top of the higher my folders, I keep one that just says "Keep Handy," and in the
Ah,
Keep Handy, yeah, it's great. I keep all I have one that has my links and
okay.
so all the links, every freebie I have, all the affiliate links I hand out,
Mhm.
and then things like my brand details, things you
Mhm.
grab often or you go looking for often, like the colors, your hex codes,
Right.
keeping those handy and also like your I help or your bios, things you
Uh-huh.
hand out a lot.
Uh-huh.
Great to have those in like a keep handy folder.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
My bio is something I've got on an automation. I just didn't realize it. I have a Google Doc that has
you're
a mini version, a short version, a longer version, and a longer version. And then
Yeah,
I can pop in there like you're saying and copy and paste.
it's
Yeah.
great. See,
Okay.
you have a lot of systems. You don't even realize it.
I do. I have more systems and automation than I thought. I did, for some reason, when I was thinking of systems and automation, I was thinking of this $1 million factory warehouse with the conveyor belts and the products and and the robots and all that stuff. That's what comes to mind when I think of systems and automation.
Yes, but it could be as simple as, like, having your booking link handy or even just having a booking link if you don't have one. Setting
Right.
that up is a great system for you to set up because it saves you all that back and forth communication that you might
Right.
have trying to schedule something.
Right. Okay. So give us an immediate action, one or two things that you would love for people to start doing today
Yes.
that would help them.
So, we didn't get into something that I really wanted to talk about, which is creating buffers in your schedule.
Okay, let's talk about it for a sec.
Yeah, so creating buffers in your schedule, super important technique for, giving yourself breathing room.
Okay.
And also giving yourself the ability to be strategic because sometimes we go from one meeting or training or whatever to another, another, and another. And
Mhm.
then we come out of the day feeling like we didn't do anything. We feel overwhelmed, we're exhausted. And that's because there's no buffers. There's no ease in our schedule.
Mhm.
And adding these little buffers at like 15 minutes or 30 minutes after a call, especially like client calls, I feel like it's really helpful to have those buffers in between. Gives you the ability to prepare for your next thing. Think about, reflect for a minute and
Yes.
catch your breath.
Yes.
catch your breath, be smart about how you're going to change, what you're going to do next. Look at your next thing and don't just attend it. Look at it and go, do I really need this training? Is this training the right thing for me right now in my business?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, then you have that, because you had that moment, you were able to pivot. If you don't give yourself those buffers, you're just not going to get that ability to, you're just going to have more stress. It's going to cause some more stress. So
Yeah.
I think buffers are so underrated. I really think that they can really increase your effectiveness.
Mm-hmm. Gives you time to think instead of just reacting.
Yeah. So I think open your calendar, look at your next week. Today's
Mm-hmm.
Thursday. So look at tomorrow or your next week and
Mm-hmm.
see where you can add some buffer time in your
Okay.
schedule.
Love it.
Look
Love
at look at what you've already signed up for and agreed to, and see if they're really truly in alignment with what you're trying to achieve in the short term.
it. Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, I mean, there are things that we have to do that are for long-term gains, but a lot of times we make choices that are not affecting our short term,
Right.
and they're not a good use of our time because of that.
Right. And so you're talking about like the free master classes or the master classes that are going on in some of the paid memberships that we're in. Um,
Yes.
I know exactly what you're saying. And I know people are feeling this way. You sign up for it. You feel like you have to be there live.
Yes. What you could
And
do instead is when that replay comes out,
yep,
you copy that and you put it in your project management solution or in your notes app under a topic that, like, when you do that project
yep,
later on, you
yep.
know where that replay is.
Yes. So I have a Trello board of all of the free things I've downloaded, free things
Yes.
I've gotten from
Oh,
bundles,
downloads. Perfect example.
all that stuff. So that for this podcast, for example, I have been gathering podcast things for
Yeah.
2 years. But if I had stopped to consume all the things 2 years ago, that would have been a waste of time because I wasn't ready for the podcast until now.
Yes.
And so if I hear you, what you're saying is we have to decide in the next 3 to 6 months, where is our business going? And is what's being served up in that plan?
Yes.
So if we're wanting to learn more about challenges, is that about a challenge? If we're wanting to learn more about podcasting, is that podcasting? If it's something that does not pertain to what we're trying to achieve in the next 3 to 6 months, then as you're saying, we could grab it and sign up for it, but we need to park it.
Right. Park it nowhere and have a system to know how to find it again.
Right. So
If
like
you
in a
have that,
or in a Trello board or
yes.
yeah.
It gives you such comfort to know that you know where your stuff is. And so I do have a training on that. I have a training that's all on file freedom. It's how to organize your digital life so that you know where to find your stuff and you know where to put your stuff.
Awesome.
So that's available if anybody wants any information on that. I'm happy to share that.
Absolutely.
But it's so helpful. Everybody needs a system. So we all have a way to, we all have our own systems for it. But if we're not strategic about knowing where to put things and where to find them,
Mhm.
it causes some overwhelm, and it gives us the feeling that we have to attend all these things and we have to do
Right.
all the things right now because we'll never get
Right.
another chance.
The link to that training, I want you to post that into the comments when we get finished so people can grab that if they want to. And I just wanted to say one more thing, and I probably will get some haters for this because everybody likes it when people show up live, including myself. But a lot of this stuff, when I do sign up for things, I do a lot of things on replay. And Shannon, you know this because I'm out walking my dog at least once a day.
Yeah.
And I have a list of things that I need to watch on replay. And that is my time to do it. Doing laundry, washing dishes, walking
Yes.
the dog, getting ready in the morning. When I'm doing makeup and hair and all that stuff, I've got something playing because there's no reason for me to sit in front of the computer and watch it live unless I want to be able to ask questions.
Exactly. That's my philosophy on it too. I often only watch it live if I want to ask questions or I want to be part of the community. Like that
Yeah.
also factors in sometimes too, because sometimes
Correct.
the community excitement can be also really cool. So
Correct. And visibility for your business if you're present live. That's another as a visibility strategist.
Yes, definitely. You
Yeah.
taught me that.
Okay. Anything else that you want to share? So we talked about planning your week a week ahead.
Planning your week in advance.
Looking every morning and kind of resetting and seeing what's on deck.
Yes. Looking at where you could batch the activities, like what similar activities can you tackle in all together in a focus session so that your brain doesn't have to change gears.
Mm-hmm.
Blocking time for those activities can also
Right.
be important, particularly the important tasks that need attention.
Mm-hmm.
Getting those blocked so that they don't get hijacked and for less critical matters, that's important.
Right.
Trying to think through what repetitive things you're doing that you could automate, such
Okay.
as your email responses, or maybe if you're creating an invoice for each client every time you're doing a proposal, then that's an opportunity for you to create packages in a system. Like, for example, I use HoneyBook.
Mm-hmm.
I love HoneyBook. It's fantastic. It's revolutionized my business in many ways.
Yeah.
And not only has it made life just a whole lot easier for me, but it helps me show up professionally
Yes.
because I can respond so quickly, you know, then
Right.
in a very pretty way because HoneyBook's very pretty, and setting up a proposal that walks, for example, a proposal that says, here's the 3 options you can choose from to work with me. When they choose it, it automatically generates an invoice, the contract, and walks them through making the payment. So there's no back and forth communication going on.
Right.
There's no, did you sign the DocuSign? The DocuSign used to kill me.
Yeah.
And anything like that you can think of in your business that you're doing on repeat, try to you know, put that on your list to make more efficient.
Okay, cool. Let's see. I'm going to look through our comments. Oh, people are loving this. This is so good. Yes, that's awesome. And people are asking for the link for that program, that training you were talking about. And I know that you brought a freebie for us. I'm going to grab the link to it really quick. I'm going to pretend I can be Jill for a second. And I'm going to see if I can pop this into the comments for us over on Facebook. Look at me doing stuff. Jill's going to be so impressed.
Just
So
gonna be
tell everybody what you have for them. You have 2 things for them. One is a toolkit.
Yes. So I have my time tracker toolkit that I want to give you because if you're feeling like your time is never, you don't feel in control of your time, or you just feel like there's not enough time to get it all done.
Yep.
It can help to do a time audit. And it's just a step-by-step process that helps you write down what you're doing and how much time it's taking. And it gives you like at the end of the day, it gives you like a way to zoom out and see what you're spending too much time on. There's automated ways to do this too.
Right.
What is the name of that software? I cannot think of it right now, but there are automated ways that will track everything. The problem with those is that you do have to set some things up. You have to tell it what you're doing and tell it what type of task each one of those things is that you're doing, because it'll track it. It'll be like, you're on Facebook all the time. Well, you're like, oh, I do that for work. So I find the paper version a lot easier for me just because I can.
Me too.
I can print it and I can write it, and I don't do it a lot. I just do it every once in a while when I feel out of control.
Right.
And you just track for a week, and then you can get a gauge on where the holes are and whether you're being really intentional with your time. So I have the time tracker toolkit.
Cool. And the second thing I just gave them was a link to your free Facebook group. You want to tell them about it?
Yes. So I have a fairly new Facebook group that is full of women who are entrepreneurs and online business owners. And we are talking about these same topics and growing a community of women who are looking to build businesses that support their family and their dreams, just like you and me.
Love it. Love it. You guys need to join Shannon's free Facebook group because she gives you a lot of nuggets. And listen, there are not a lot of newsletters I read when they come through my inbox. Shannon's is one of them. So get on her email list. Not only will she make you giggle, but she's gonna teach you some stuff in that newsletter every single time. And the way she writes, you guys are gonna love. The way she puts things and the way she writes just cracks me up every single time I get her email. I'm like, oh, I have to read this. So okay, my friends, if you have any more questions for Shannon, where can everybody find you to connect with you? What's the best place to do that?
Instagram. So I'm Shannon Gaither, which is gather with an I. Gaither, creative.
Okay.
It's the world's longest Instagram. I don't know what I was thinking, but
I think it's awesome. I love it. Okay, so connect with Shannon over on Instagram. She's also a member of this free group, so you can find her on Facebook there too. If you can't find her, DM me, email me. I can find her. I can find her fast. I have her on Voxer. All right, my friends. Here's what I want you to do now. If you're coming to us on YouTube or you're coming to me through my Facebook business page and you are not in my free Facebook group called Be a Confident Entrepreneur, Get Visible, Grow Your Visibility, Get Visible, Grow Your Email List and Your Income, then you need to join us. I am told it's the best group on Facebook. Not only can you promote your offers anytime, but you are welcome to post in the group to ask for anything you need in your business. And there are people in there like Shannon who are time management experts. And so if you posted in my free group and you said, somebody help me, please, I am so disorganized. I can't find anything. I can't remember where I put my stuff. Somebody like Shannon is going to swoop in and go, hey, here's a really simple process for you to go through. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And they're going to make your life a lot easier. It's also a great place to network, to find collaborations that always lead to more business growth. So if you're coming to us through YouTube, the link to join my free Facebook group is going to be in the notes. And you guys be here with me live every single Thursday at 11:30 Central. Put it on your calendar, make it an automation, set the phone alarm. And you hear me say this every single week. I want to remind you, don't go it alone. Being an entrepreneur and a business owner is freaking hard. We're trying to figure out all this stuff. We're alone working in our houses, and we need to be together in communities because some days everybody wants to buy what you're selling, and other days it feels like nobody even knows who you are. And if you think you're alone and feeling that way, you are not. Get into Shannon's free Facebook group. Get into my free Facebook group. Be in a community with other people that are doing what you're doing. And I want you to have a great balance of the week and weekend. And remember, when one of us rises, we all rise. So we have got to keep cheering each other on. Shannon, thank you so much for being here today. Anything else you want to share with everybody before we go?
Thank you. And yeah, reach out to me. If you have any questions or just want to connect, please reach out to me.
Yes, you guys, she's the nicest person. And not only I'll say this, not only is she a genius when it comes to systems and automations and time management and organization, but she said her Instagram handle is Shannon Gaither Creative. She is so creative. I mean, holy cow. So connect with her on all things. Do yourself a favor and have a coffee chat with her.
Yeah.
All right, my friends. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.